And then we got to 9 o'clock. Speaking of a segue, stuff that nobody cares about. I can't wait to see the ratings on this one. Was the match in the, what is it, the Cadillac or the Lincoln Continental, I started to say Cadillac tournament, between Jay White and Pac the longest match in AEW history, or did it just seem like it?
That's every Jay White match. Every match goes 20, feels like it goes 30.
It was, and again, the endless, meaningless matches in a tournament and somebody's going, well, they're not meaningless. It's a tournament. It's for a belt that nobody cares about, with random people fighting each other in a round robin situation, faces versus faces, heels versus heels. As we've talked about, some people can pull that off, some can't.
And if you really care, you got to watch 3 different shows.
Yes, which is, that's theoretically, that's a marketing ploy. Well, to understand all this, they'll have to watch all 3 shows, but people are instead opting to just not watch the fucking shows. And it's all a way for Tony to copy Japanese wrestling booking that's drier than a nun's minge instead of doing something for his American television program. So this was 2 guys doing moves back and forth to each other for what felt like from here to eternity, whether it made sense or not. Here was 15 minutes into the match. Pac kicked Jay White 4 times in a row in different places on his body. And Jay White would stand up, he'd bend over, he'd stagger back. He never fell down. And then he ducked another kick and started doing shit to Pac. And then Pac got a submission hold on Jay White that looked like kind of a variation on an abdominal stretch. But Jay White had both his feet on the ground and was squatting down with Pac on his back, putting on this submission hold. The announcers are saying, is he going to tap? How about is he going to stand up straight and fall backwards with this asshole on his back? How can you have a submission hold on him when you've got him picked up in the air and you could spike him on his fucking head if you wanted to? Oh, I can't. I wish I could do something to get out of this painful hold that this monkey on my back has on me. But White got a rope break. He struggled over to the ropes doing a duck walk like Chuck Berry in a concert in 1957.
Oh, son, roll over, Beethoven, bang, 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 bang. Sweet little 16.
Now we know more meaning behind that song title, thanks to Chuck's exploits. So then finally, Jay White is on the floor where he's got the rope break, and suddenly Wheeler Useless shows up and hits a running Bryan Danielson fucking knee on the guy on the floor and rolled him in the ring. And Pac picked him up, and Jay White, who just got the fucking interference from the second that you're not supposed to have and got blistered with a knee that he never saw coming, he gets picked up by Pac for Pac to finish him, and Jay White grabs his Pac and hits his own finish. 1, 2, 3. And what the fuck? Well, the knee from Wheeler woke him up, I guess. How much sense did that make?
Sense? What sense? It didn't make any sense at all. It's AEW. Made sense to Tony.
Then Wheeler gets on Jay White, but Jay White hits his finish on Wheeler. And then Marina Shafir comes in, and Moxley jumps Jay White from behind and beats him up and double arm DDTs him. And then the heels start to leave. But then Adam Page's music plays. And Page comes out. And Moxley and Page face off in the entranceway like they're going to have a fucking issue. But then suddenly a cable puller on the camera crew in a hoodie and a black COVID mask walks into the floor shot accidentally and then puts the cable around Moxley's neck. It's fucking Pockets. It's the company mascot. Still in this fucking deal. And now as he's got the fucking cable around Moxley's neck, then Adam Page gets on Moxley and he starts fucking fighting him. But Marina Shafir gets on Pockets to pull him off and keeps him on the floor until he backdropped her over the railing. So I get we've established there's no backdrops in domestic disputes, so a man is allowed to backdrop a woman. Meanwhile, Pac and Wheeler were in on Adam Page, saving Moxley from him, but Pockets got in the ring and made a comeback on them. This is insane. They were bumping for the company mascot. And then Moxley and Pockets face off, and Pockets hits him with a Superman punch, and Moxley staggers, but he don't go down. But then Jay White, remember he was in this about 15 minutes ago. He's gotten up and hits his finish on Moxley. But wait, there's more, because then when Moxley staggers up, Page is on the apron and hits the buckshot on Moxley. Buckshot on Moxley.
You can call me Moxley.
And he's mucked the whole thing up. And then the heels took off and got out of there. Well, I say the heels. Moxley's group got out of there. Pockets is in the ring. Jay White, who used to be a heel and now is a babyface, is in there. And we don't know what the fuck Page's deal is. And so, Brian, would you read that back to me?
I can't read it back to you again. Adam Page seemingly has turned babyface by just hanging around. And Orange Cassidy getting his comeback on Jon Moxley, who didn't sell his orange punch at all. And they're still pushing Jay White. And this is bad. This is just bad shit.
It's bad. It's bad. It's rotten.
Moxley and Yuta dress like they both go shopping for clothes at Nemo's Army Navy store. Like, what the fuck? This shit's awful. And the ratings prove it.